I'm out there running around catching passes from all the quarterbacks, and I'm excited about this 6 weeks. And then after that, get ready into the season.
Tyler, if you had to put a percentage on it last season in terms of how good you felt compared to how the best you felt, what would you say?
Uh, I don't know. I'd probably say about 75, 80%. But I mean, it didn't stop me from still going out there and doing my same job, the same role that I was given. Still was getting open against people. So I mean, the thing is, it doesn't matter how you feel when you go out there. If you go out there, it's time to go. You can't make excuses if you don't get open. You can't make excuses if you don't catch the pass. If you out there, everybody expects you to do the same thing if you wasn't hurt.
You're going into a contract year, obviously. Is that how does that play into it, or does it? And kind of your mindset as you go into it.
I mean, obviously, do people think about it? Yeah, you think about it, but I mean, for me, it's never been about money. Like for me, it's always been about faith and being able to use this as a platform to be able to show people that you could do both. You could live for guys. Some people, back at home, the only way that they could see there's a God is by looking at me in my life and growing up. And so it's like for me, I mean, all of that stuff is gonna come. That's something that I don't worry about. But I'd be lying if I said it was never in the back of the mind. But I mean, I just come out here every day and try to get better. I'm thankful for the opportunity that I have to be able to come to the Seahawks, to be able to do both special teams and to be able to play receiver. Not too many teams are going to allow you to be able to do that. And like you said, then, like Bobby just said, then, I got my own desk on the third floor. I got people like Brian Pan helping me with poetry, like helping me be the best person that I could be overall. And this is the only place that I've been at, so this is the only place that I could speak of. But for the most part, like, they've given me everything that they said that they will, and I'm trying to do the same.
What do you love about poetry?
I love the thing about poetry because you can have a one-on-one conversation with somebody in a regular conversation, and they always have their own opinions. They don't want to listen to what it is that you trying to get across whenever you tell them, like, this is how I see things, or this is my perspective about life or faith or whatever it is you're going through. But when you stand up there and you go on stage, everybody has to listen. They can't say their opinions because everybody has to be silent when you're on that stage talking. And whatever it is that you're trying to get your point across, whether they disagree with it or whether they agree with it, they can't say how they feel until after they see what it is that you're trying to get across.
How important is kick returning in your big picture? What you're going to do with that?
You say, how important is it? I mean, that's something I've been doing my whole life. Kick return, punt return, receiver. To me, it's an opportunity. You never know how many times you're going to get the ball on offense, but they still got to kick you the ball. If they're kicking touchbacks, they still got to punch you the ball. So it's different ways to be able to get the ball in your hands, to be able to try to make a play and try to go out there and do things. For me, like I said, it's something that I've been doing my whole life. Even when I was in college, they had me out there doing kick return, punt return, the number one receiver, and I was on punt team. So I mean, whatever it is that my team wants me to be able to do, I'm gonna make sure that I do it, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm not gonna let my team down.
What do you think of the new rules as a kick return when you look at the changes? Do you think that'll have a big impact on what you do?
Nah, it doesn't change things. I mean, the way that they're telling people to line up, we've already seen how some teams lined up like that in the previous years, and they still did damage in the return game. Obviously, people are going to try to, play around with it, try to find some things to be able to do, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to change too much. I think some coaches are going to try to figure out some stuff. If it doesn't work, they're going to go back to try to kicking it in the end zone. With them not being able to run up 5 yards, I think it gives us a great head start. We don't have to worry about them being on the 20 to 25. They might be on the 32, 35 now. So it gives us more room to be able to work with. And push come to shove, it might turn into another punt return.
First round pick they brought in, and you see that as a challenge? You take it as one?
No, I see it as an opportunity. At the end of the day, I mean, of course it's the NFL, it's a business, all that type of stuff. But like whoever's back there, I want to help them be successful. I want to help them be at their best. At the end of the day, like when I was here and they brought in Devin Hester, like I wanted to learn everything about Devin Hester. Like, even though I was hurt and I wasn't playing, I wanted to see what it is that he saw, how it was that he hit those holes and stuff like that when he played against Atlanta. And so it's the same. I'm trying to help him out. I'm trying to help him be the best that he could be, help him feel comfortable out there, because you never know. It might be a point in time where, they want him to go back there and they want me to take a break. They want me to just focus on receiving more. They might want me to still do the whole thing. You never know. But whatever it is, whoever's back there, we want to be able to trust them and make sure that they're ready. And that's my job. I'm a leader. I'm not going to be selfish. I'm not going to be doing none of that type of stuff. Like, I'm here to help, and I'm here to, get you ready.
Tyler, you ready for a non-football question?
Yeah, what's the non-football question?
ESPN the magazine. Who was your sports hero growing up?
My sports hero growing up. So, I think it might sound cliche to some people, but I would really have to say my dad. If some people follow me, they would know the story. We went to the same middle school, same high school, same college, and even playing under Snyder. You know, Schottenheimer, Marty Schottenheimer was my dad's coach, you know, and Shotty was there when my dad was there too. And, you know, then Coach Solari, he was there as well. So it's like we're all playing under the same people, doing the same things. But the thing that made my transition in the NFL a lot easy was because I had somebody who's been there before. My uncle's even been there before. So they give me the heads up on what to expect. They allow me to see that it's your game that they love. They don't want to take your game away. But when you see other people around you that are doing great things, you might take bits and pieces, but don't change your whole game to fit them. You know, there's things where, you know, everybody watches the game, but they don't watch the plays. They just watch who has the ball, but they don't see the blocks that you're making or how you're getting yourself open or the releases that you're using. And for me to be able to have somebody who's already been in the league, who knows how I play and experiences my game every single week, to be able to help me become better each and every week, that's something that I really appreciate. You know, he told me I've surpassed him in everything in football. He's just played longer than me. He played 7 years. But the thing about it is he's living through me. And my uncle's living through me, and everybody's living through me, because my success is not just my success. I get it from the people who's already been there and experienced everything.
What's your favorite memory of your dad in action?
Favorite memory? That would kind of be hard. I was a kid growing up, so I can't really say I remember too much. So I can't really say that one. I remember my uncle, my greatest memory, I went to the Cotton Bowl when they played Syracuse, and he was killing them in the return game.
Tyler, with that being said, is it surreal that Brian Schottenheimer's now your coordinator, and then Mike Solari's on the offensive line here, and that's followed you again now to Seattle? And then how has it been working in his offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something, like I said, it's something else that allowed me to be able to get a big perspective once we got him in there, because, you know, my dad was like, look, I played in their offense. This is what they like to do. You know, this is what they're going to focus on. So when I go work out with my dad in this offseason, we're going to be working on some of the routes that it is that he brought to us, allowing us to be able to get a feel of it in OTA. So when we come back in camp, we'll already be comfortable in everything. I think, you know, with Shotty being here, he opens up a lot of things that us as receivers can be able to grow. The offense is a real intellectual offense. Everybody has to be on their P's and Q's. If you're not on your P's and Q's, you're going to be left behind. But the biggest thing is, you know, we talk about no man left behind, but you also want to be able to make sure everybody's on the same page. And so we got to make sure Russ is on the same page, and Russ got to make sure Doug's on the same page, and Doug got to make sure whoever the running back is going to be on the same page. Because everybody, we have to read not only what it is that our offense is doing, but we have to know what the defense is doing as well. And those are some different things that he brought to us that we might have not used as much in the past, but that's something that he wants to focus on a lot. And so it allows us to up our game up a little bit.
For the receivers specifically, what is different for you guys in this offense?
I think the biggest thing is, you know, it just gives us more options, more different routes to run. We did a lot of different things last year, and it helped us be successful. And the thing that he's bringing to us is just different ways to run different routes. You know, some things we might still have, other things he's bringing to the table, and we had to get a feel for it. Like I said, in phase 1, phase 2, different things, we had to be able to get a feel of it, see how it felt whenever we was going to go out there and run routes. And once we got into this phase 3 in minicamp, we were able to go against the defense and kind of see when somebody's guarding you, how is it going to work? You know, how is the timing set up? Do I need to take that extra step? Do I need to give him a little bit more before I cut across his face? So it's those things that we were able to work on in phase 3 that allowed us to be able to see what it is we need to do in this offseason.
Tyler, how impressed have you been with Keenan Reynolds out there?
Oh, I mean, man, he looks good. Man, he's been doing his thing out there. You guys got to see it this whole entire minicamp. I mean, he looks smooth. He's running the routes real smooth. Man, looked real fast. Nobody was catching him. You know, he might be up for one of the fastest men on the team, but I mean, he comes to work every day. Like, he comes to work ready to play, ready to do whatever it is that the coaches want from him. And that's what you want in a football player. You want somebody that's willing to learn. You know, he's kind of quiet, but at the same time, you know, as you can see out there, he's going to be at the right spot at the right time, and he's somebody that you can always count on.
Anything else? Thanks, Tyler.
Appreciate it.